Hey, my friend, it's good to see you. You clicked on this video, which means it is time. You're out of excuses. This is your sign to buy a retro handheld. Now, if you stick with me, I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I think now is the time. It was the right time for me. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a 4th bonus one. That's gonna be a special invite just for you. Let's get to it. All right, so here's the deal. Maybe you're like me. You're somebody who loves to game, but as you're getting older and as more responsibilities start to pile on, it feels like you don't necessarily have as much time as you used to. And I know for me, one of the things that was hardest about gaming as I get older is feeling like in order to do it, I have to carve out like these big chunks of time, or I have to take over spaces in my home, take over the living room or take over the family room and say, hey, for this amount of time, I'm gonna be sitting here gaming, and I can invite other people into it. But it doesn't mean that like everything sort of starts to revolve around that space in order for me to be able to game. And I don't know about you, but that's hard for me to do sometimes. Maybe it's a personality thing, I don't know. But all of that sort of changed when I finally got the Switch OLED. And I love my Nintendo Switch. I think it's great. I love that I can dock it and play it on the TV with all of the family, or I can make it portable. I can take it with me when I go on a flight or when I go on a trip or something like that. But there is something about the Switch that it is portable, but it wasn't as portable as I wanted it to be. And if you've been around for some of the live streams where I've talked about this little machine right here, this is the Anbernic RG35xxH. This changed everything for me. So let's jump into the 3 reasons why I think it's time for you. Number 1 is affordability versus risk. I know that sounds a little bit maybe heady or something, but let me explain what I'm talking about. Again, maybe you're like me. Some of the things that are the hardest for me about some of these handheld systems is the cost of them versus the risk of what it means to own them and use them and make them portable. Something like my Switch OLED. It was not an easy purchase. Like the amount of money that I put into that in order to own it makes me want to be careful with it. Even when it comes to things like modding or wanting to really push the system and see what it can do beyond just sort of what the manufacturer had in mind.
Right to jail.
The chance of bricking it is always something that's like super scary to me because I'm not really like, I am in no way a tech dweeb. And so there's always that risk that I'm gonna mess it up. Something like this, I think I bought this thing on sale for 45 bucks. So I will throw it in my back pocket. I will sit on it sometimes on accident, and it's held up like a trooper. I don't have a screen protector on it, none of that stuff. I don't take it in a carrying case. I throw it in a back pocket. I carry it with me everywhere I go. Even getting into looking at some of the inside tech and like changing out the OS and all that kind of stuff. On other handhelds, I would have been so scared to do that because I was afraid I would brick it or destroy it or something like that. And with this, the affordability of it makes the risk of sort of like diving into it and really getting to know it so much less of a risk, I guess is what it is. So that brings us to point number 2, the ease of use versus the challenge of use. Now, what I mean by this is when I talk about the challenge of use, there's things about these kind of systems that are just going to require you to kind of dive in and learn some certain things. It can be as complicated or simple as you need it to be. When I say complicated, there are all kinds of customability things. When you start talking about things like shaders and like, there's all kinds of stuff that I necessarily don't fully understand. You can dive in and learn how to use them. And as long as you have, I would say, a basic understanding of file structure, you're going to be in good shape. You're going to run into situations where you're going to have to probably Google some stuff. You're gonna have to reach out to the community. The good news is there's a crazy awesome community out there that's just waiting to sort of guide you along. So there is a challenge to getting to know the inner workings of it, but also when it shows up, it really is kind of ready to go out of the box as long as you have some ROMs in your collection that you can load onto them. If it's something that you feel like I just need to be able to pop it out of the box, go for it, you don't need to be intimidated by it. It's gonna be easy to do. But if you also start to want to dabble a little bit and you want to get into some of the more inner workings and the customability of it, it's ready to go. And it'll go as far as you're willing to go, I guess is a way to put it. So, and because it's just easy to turn on and get going, you feel like those little quick gaming sessions are not an imposition. Anywhere you are. I'll be sitting in my car 5 minutes early to some place that I'm supposed to be. I'll pop it out and play for a few minutes. But that kind of brings us to point 3, which for me was one of the most important ones, which is portability versus image. Now, this might sound a little bit strange, but let me explain to you, and this might only be a me problem, but let me explain to you kind of what I mean by image. There is a statement that you make when you are sitting in public and you bust out a Nintendo Switch or you bust out a Steam Deck. There's nothing discreet about it. You're just sort of like pulling out this like big honking thing and like everybody knows, oh, that guy's gaming. What I love about this system in particular and others that have the ability to be pocketable is I don't feel like I have to make a big statement when I'm out in public and I want to just get a quick gaming session in. It really is this little thing that really can be almost confused for my cell phone. I can just pop it out, kick it on, play for a couple of minutes, play for 5 minutes. If it is appropriate for the situation, play for 30 minutes, and it doesn't feel like I'm making some big statement or I'm even like disconnected from what is happening around me. That may sound a little strange when you're talking about like gaming, but as somebody who like in some social situations, I feel like I need to like take a quick break, recharge, and then reinsert myself. There's so many times where things can be popping off really good and I can feel like, you know what, I just need like 2 minutes. Let me just pop down here. Let me look at my ROMs for a minute. And then it's like I'm checking my phone and then I can just put it away and then I'm back. It's something that you can pocket. It's something that you don't have to worry about. It's something that when you pull it out, it doesn't feel like you're putting on some kind of a big spectacle. Now that's not the case with this bad boy. One of the things I love about this, and we'll talk about this in another video, is this is a conversation starter. Most of these retro handhelds, you pop them in your pocket, you pull them out when it's time, you get your little gaming session in, you put it away, and then it's done. And that's one of the things that I love about it is, I've said this on my live stream, but I feel like I'm playing way more retro games in the last like 2 months than I have probably in the last 2 years. And that brings me to our fourth point, which is an invitation to you. Actually, it's two invitations. One, the first invitation is, you've heard everything that I've said. Maybe you're convinced, maybe you're not. I hope you are. The invitation is, it's time for you to buy a retro handheld. You've waited long enough. You deserve it. It's your time. This is your moment. Do it. It's time for you to pull the trigger and buy a retro handheld, and I'm so glad you're going to do it because you're going to have so much fun. So there's links down below in the description if you are looking for some stuff from Anbernic. It's down there. You can check it out. Find the one that's going to fit you and that's going to fit your style and and what your time and your atmosphere is like. If you need something big and honking, dude, get the Steam Deck. Get like the Retroid 5, do all that stuff. But if you need something that's going to work really well on the go, that you're not going to stress about getting a screen protector and a carrying case, and that you're not going to feel like when you pull it out, you're like, hey everybody, it's game time. But you're just going to be able to just have your moment and then put it away when you need to. There's some good stuff waiting for you. But that brings me to our second invitation, and here's the big one. Over in my Discord recently, we started something called the Game of the Month Club, and essentially what it is a bunch of us decide on a game that we're all going to play through together for that month. For June, we did Star Tropics on the NES. It was awesome. It was kind of frustrating for some, but we did it. For July, we actually chose 2 games. We did Quackshot for the Sega Genesis, and we did Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. Again, for some of us, it was fun. For some of us, it was incredibly frustrating. But in August, we are starting Shadow of the Colossus. This is your invitation. There's a link down in the description below for the Discord. Come join the Discord. Come join the Game of the Month Club. And it's going to be the perfect opportunity for you to break in your retro handheld and come play some Shadow of the Colossus with us. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. And I don't want to speak for everybody, but I guess for me, as my collecting days of, physical media have ended for good, this is the future of retro. It's here. Maybe you're like me. You're ready to just play some games. Well, this is what it's going to look like. So welcome to the club. Get over here. We're waiting for you. There's a community waiting. We love you. Let's go. Guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you for hanging out this long, for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, hitting that subscribe button is really helpful. If you like the video, all that stuff, you know how it works. That is a great way to support the channel. Thank you for doing that. If you want to be a part of the Patreon, you can check out the Patreon link down below. Big shout out to my patrons, Owen Toast and JB Doll, holding it down. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your support. If you want to check out another great video, this one right here, I think you're going to enjoy it. It's all about why retro will always be better than modern. And it's not why you think. So give that a click, give it a watch, and come join me on my live stream every Tuesday at 12 p.m. We're having a great time. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Stay rad. Peace. Hey, everybody, it's game time.